Hey, Math Ninjas, this is multiplying rational numbers part 2. And we had looked at multiplying decimals and the importance of estimating with decimals. Here we're multiplying fractions as our rational numbers, rational like ratio. And multiplying out of all of the operations, add, subtract, divide, and multiply, out of all the operations with fractions, multiplying is the most straightforward because what we're able to do is just multiply our numerator times our numerator, and then multiply our denominator times our denominator. So in this case, our numerator is 1 and 7. 1 times 7 is 7. And our denominators, 2 times 8 is 16. And so the product of 1/2 of 7/8 is 7/16, right? Super straightforward. You also, are there any common factors in 7 and 16? No. 7 is prime and is not a factor of 16. Now, with multiplying fractions, there's something that could be helpful in our conceptual understanding, and that is to think of multiplying using the word of. So we could say 1/2 of 7/8, right? And what is 7/8? Let's do that estimation. Rounds up to what whole value? 1, right? 7/8 is of something is almost 1. So if we say half of 1, we know we're at about 50%. And if we look at our actual product up here, 7/16, that is about 50%. So again, that estimation is a really valuable skill in all of mathematics and especially in daily life. So do that. Remembering also parentheses, no plus or minus or anything here. The operation is multiplication. So good just to be familiar with that. I'll accept showing multiplication in different ways, but that's the most sort of, that's the one that's most convenient as you continue on mathematics, is to show this understanding of multiplication, okay? Let's look at one other example that's going to be really helpful for us in multiplying fractions. So for this example, I want to look at a -3/10 times 8/15. Okay, so we're saying a -3/10 of 8/15. A -3, so less than a half of a half. It's going to be like around a quarter, okay? That's just what I'm estimating. But so the operation is straightforward when we are multiplying fractions, numerator times numerator. A negative times a positive is a -24. And let's see, we have 10 times 15. We know that, 150. So here we are. We've got our product as a -24 150ths. And we're going to go ahead and simplify that. It's definitely, both numbers are even, common factor 2. There's probably some bigger ones maybe, but I'm going to start there. So dividing by 2 is 12/75. What's the next common factor? I am seeing 3 because I know there's 3 25s here and 3 4s up there. Okay, so then we would have, if we're factoring out the 3, we've got a -4 25ths, and that would be my final answer, okay? Now, here is a pattern that's true and that works, now that we've done this out long ways, a pattern that I want to show you when multiplying fractional values, okay? This only works with when multiplying fractional values. And we could call it cross-reducing. Cross-reduction, okay? And for that is in these values across from each other, in a diagonal motion, the one across, if there's a common factor, you can reduce it. So in -3 and 15, a common factor is 3. So 1 and 5. And in 8 and 10, common factor is 2. So 4 and 5. And so what we've done is we've made the math a little bit more simple and convenient. And then now we could rewrite it as, well, at 1/5 times 4/5. So let's go ahead and just rewrite that right now. We would have a -1/5 times 4/5. Okay, and we could see right there, we're going to come up to our final product that we came up with above, a -4/25, but we may have saved ourselves some work by doing it that way. Okay, so there we go. That's multiplying rational numbers, part 2.